Hey, how's everybody doing? I hope your day is going well. Mine is busy, but excited to have you guys on here today. Thanks so much for joining. And hopefully my beautiful sister will be popping her head in here in hopefully about a minute or two. But we're excited to talk to you today. And hey, Dee, what's up, girl? I love you. Excited to talk to you guys today because we are in a major season of disruption. Hey, Joy. And, disruption is disruptive. Disruption is disruptive, but there are always going to be seasons of disruption. So you really just have to come to terms on, what am I going to be doing during this time of disruption, during this time of pandemic, during a time where there's a lot of uncertainty across the board. And so we want to come on here and inspire you guys and hopefully encourage you to know that this time of disruption can end up working very much for your good. There's always been what I call pain points throughout history, right? When you look at the Great Depression in the 1920s, where, it was bad, the stock market crashed, right? And a lot of people lost a lot of things, which was very unfortunate. But then there were also people, Tina, on the flip side that were coming into great gain, right? And I always tell people, when you start developing an abundance mindset, a mindset of overflow, you start realizing that one man's loss now also is another man's gain. Like where did all those houses go to, right? Where did all that cash flow go to? It always has a point of destination. And usually the people that have been informed, right, that have information, they usually end up getting in position and being the recipients of those things. Hey, Benji. What's up, honey? My son. He's doing such a good job with my brand. But anyway, so you always have pain points, but then you have prosperity points. And so you have to realize that even in a pandemic where there's lots of certainty or uncertainty, you have to start hanging out with the people that are certain, right? Those are the people that I like to hang out with. And you know what? It doesn't mean that we're certain about everything because we're figuring stuff out like everybody else, but we are certain that we are in control of our future. And that's what I really want to inspire you guys today, to know that you are in control of your future. You are not. It may feel like you're not in control of your future. You may feel like you're waiting on a stimulus check or a president or a governor or something, but honestly, you are in control of your future. So I'm bringing my beautiful sister. Hey, hey, pretty girl.
How are you?
I just told him, I'm doing amazing. I'm doing amazing.
Good.
I was just telling them, I love that pink lipstick too. Yeah, that's fire. That's green.
Thank you.
But I was just telling them, like in the world today, right now, it's so much uncertainty. People are trying to figure out what their next move is going to be, where they're going to go, how they're going to move, like what does all that look like? And so I was telling them, like going back to when you study like the Great Depression, Angela, even though unfortunately a lot of people were losing things, but on the flip side, you have to ask yourself, well, who are the gainers?
Right.
Right? Who are the ones, like, where were all those houses going? When unemployment skyrocketed, right? When the stock market, so to speak, crashed, like everybody wasn't at a loss. There were some people who had the information, right? Got the education, and they were able to position themselves at the right time. And so, thank God we come from an entrepreneurial family. We've seen our parents like shift over and over and over again. Like we could call mom and dad the great shifters.
Right. Seriously.
Because I think there were times in our life where like, you're changing again, but now I've really come to appreciate and respect that, because if they didn't keep shifting, then they wouldn't, have ended up on their feet. So you might get knocked off of your feet, but remember that ultimately you are in control of your future. And even though it may be a hard time for you. So Janetta, let's talk a little bit about that, because we both been knocked off of our feet and landed on our feet, and it wasn't easy.
Yeah.
But what was your mindset? I mean, I just want to talk about mindset for a minute, because so much is of mindset. I got to get the banner with our picture on it too. I got to get that downloaded. But what would you say was that trigger when maybe you felt uncertain, that you just said, I can't live like this? What was going through your brain, and what were some of those things that you did?
Well, yeah. Hello, everyone. So happy to be on this platform with my sister as always. I think that, if you live, well, at least for me, when I got to that point of desperation and, just getting tired of not knowing, like, you want to take control of your destiny. Like, this is getting a little crazy. I want to figure out, how do I get out of the race? It's just like this race, you know what I mean? And I think so for me, that's when I said, you know what, if somebody else can do it, I can too. Stop looking at somebody else like they have the secret sauce. The reality is they have some information that you just don't have. So I need to figure out how I can get it. And I think that was my thing, to say, you know what, I've got to make a change. When you want something different, you have to do things different, because, otherwise that's insanity to keep doing the same thing over and over and over and expect different results. So I think just getting tired of, just being in that race, just that kind of, just when there you have greater in you, plugging on the inside of you. You can't necessarily articulate it, but you just know there's more. And you said, which I thought was so good. I just read an article, I should have sent it to you, about how there more billionaires are being, like, right now, they're going crazy. Like, even though a lot of people are sitting, and I'm not knocking that, saying, oh, I need to get my stimulus check or whatever, but the billionaire, like, right now, is people actually winning big time. And so we need to figure out, how do we tap into that market? Yes, you may be having a situation right now, but the blessing is there are opportunities. This sister's been teaching me, as I shared when we did our live, I think it was 2 days ago, this whole cryptocurrency, I know zilch. I will say, I have to give a shout out to Auntie Jeannie. She did amazing training. We were on the phone like 2-3 hours yesterday, and she broke it down, and it took that fear out. Because I'm telling you, I was like, wait, because like, when I started seeing this, I was like, oh, wait, whoa. But you know what? You have to continue to pull and keep saying, you know what? I'm going to get this, because I'm not going to keep looking at other people and saying, oh, that's secret sauce. No, they just took the time and invested in themselves.
Yeah, no, Janetta, that's so good. And I think, both of us, I remember at one time, because we did have entrepreneurial parents that did very well. And I think I went through a moment when mom and dad kind of lost everything. They're very blessed and doing well today. But I went through that moment where I was like, why
I lost everything, but anyway, that's how the steamroll. That was great.
And they really are. I mean, I'm really proud of
everything. No, because I think you're so free and like clear. People don't feel the magnitude. You're a natural exhorter. It's just like, it was bad, y'all. It was bad.
It was bad.
It was homeless. Let's see. Yeah, because we're living out of
all our cars got repoed.
Yeah. And so like we lost everything literally. Oh, you remember you went away to college, but we didn't have heat in the house. So we were in Michigan in the middle of winter with no
heat.
My younger sister, we had to boil water to take a bath. I was like, you have to marinate on that for 1 minute. We had to boil water to take a bath. Like literally, that was the way we took a bath or washed our clothes, and we all slept. My sister and I slept in a sleeping bag to stay warm at night. So it was really, literally bologna sandwiches, butter sandwiches.
Girl.
Cereal with no milk. Come on.
Right. And I think, and I had to come home from Michigan State. So I remember it being cold because my bedroom was downstairs, in a little corner or whatever.
Right.
It would be freezing down there.
Freezing. It was bad.
And I remember Dad being such a big provider, like, don't worry about getting a job. And I'm thinking, I better go get a job.
Yeah.
And I did that. And I started dating drug dealers because I'm trying to bring food to the house. I'm trying to pay the
what happened was,
child, I was like my hook or my crook. And
kudos to you, because I remember that when that was all going down, Mom and Dad sat Janice and I down and said, you know what, we may be moving to a homeless shelter and we do not have money for Christmas, so you will not be having any Christmas gifts. But my sister was like, the devil is a lie. You got a job and got us some Christmas gifts. Kudos to you.
Thank you.
Otherwise, we wouldn't have had anything. So I mean, it was really bad.
Yeah, and I think it's important to talk about that because sometimes, people see, and I'm glad you kind of pause and say, hey, let's go back a little bit. Because sometimes when people see you up,
right,
they
hear, and that's so interesting. Like, I was talking to one of our cousins, and I was like, it's not that you change when you get money or whatever, it's people's perception of you change. But anyway, it's just so interesting because, like, when we say we were broke, because people see you in a certain way, they really cannot connect the dots. And we are in a healthy space from it. So we're not broken by in our past.
Yeah.
We're so detached in a healthy way. People that's why I was like, yeah, let's just talk about it a little bit, because I feel like people are like, yeah, we were broke. It was good, hey, we didn't have to. No.
Yeah, it was rough.
But yeah. So, yeah.
And at that time, it was rough emotionally.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
The pressure, because Dad was dealing with severe depression.
He was.
Because he was always a big provider, big influencer in the city of Detroit before people really used the word influencer, but he was. And now, watching all this, not just being stripped from him, but him taking a lot of pride in, the way we lived and the schools we went to, and all of that just like came like tumbling down.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of lessons, and this is why I've learned there's so many lessons to be learned in the Valley.
Valley.
Girl, if you use the Valley, if you say this is temporary, what can I do to get better? Because I went through being mad because I felt like Dad should have been better with his money and had at least something saved for us. I was mad at Mom because I felt like she didn't use her voice to speak her opinions where money matters were concerned.
Yeah.
Then I was mad after that and dating guys when they started going to jail and dying.
You stay mad. Look,
I stay mad, but when you broke, you be in your feelings.
Yeah, you go to feelings camp for real, and that's why I think that's why it's so important to make sure. That's where haters are birthed. I know I talked about it a little bit last time, but like when you're not living in your purpose, well, you have all this time to like judge and critique other people. When you're in your purpose and getting it, you literally like I don't have time to deal with anybody else's tea because I'm focused on my tea in the bag. How do you bag when you got the bag? Oh, let's talk about that.
Let's talk about that. And this is why we want the people that we love, the people that are closest to us, and even the people that aren't so close to us. We want people to get healthy emotionally, mentally, and showing up financially. But Janetta, the turning point for me was I said, okay, you went from having your daddy take care of you to men take care of you. This is the big question. Why can't you take care of yourself?
That's a scary place when you have to look in the mirror. A lot of times the common denominator is yourself. When you keep seeing the same kind of behaviors, you keep dating the same kind of people over and over, with a common denominator is self. That's the tough part.
It's the tough part. Because you gotta look in the mirror and say, I'm a Bama.
Yeah.
Like, I'm tripping.
It's not easy, but thanks be the Lord, you could get back up. You fought out, but you could get. No, but that's it. No, seriously. I mean, it's in every area of your life. It's really so from relationships to finances.
You froze, babe.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I don't know why it does that. Like, okay, I'm back.
Yeah, you're back.
Okay, so it's like the common denominator of your situation is usually you, and what do you need to change? But see, that part is the tough part because I feel like that change part, that learning curve, even.
Okay, we lost her.
Let me go get your tech brother-in-law.
You know what I bought? Tell George.
No, he has it. He just got to do it. Trust.
Oh, okay.
He got everything.
Ethernet cord. Okay, cool.
But anyway, just kind of figuring out, what is that common thing that I keep finding myself in, whatever area it is. Oh, and that learning curve. I was talking about the learning curve, and a lot of times when it gets tough, that's when we retreat and go back to what we're comfortable with. But then we produce the change or the results that we want to see.
Yeah, and I think women in particularly, and men, honestly, it becomes a very dangerous place when you won't be harder on yourself. And well, let me put it like this. It's dangerous when you won't put a greater demand on you and you put a demand on others to care for you.
Yeah.
Because really,
yeah,
especially once you become an adult, and even sometimes before that, you have to ask yourself, who am I and who do I want to become?
Right. And especially if you're married, because so many people lose themselves in their marriage. Like, it's like everything you don't have your own identity, like, and just really looking at, being self-fulfilled, self-sufficient, financially by yourself, and so that's a constantly growing thing. And I think we all become guilty of it, especially if you're married. See, and if you're single, you should just be getting the bag though. Like, oh my gosh. Like nobody to answer. You just can do what you really want to do.
Do what you want to do.
It's a win-win. And it's so funny how the enemy will have you like, you'll be married, you'll be single, wish you were married. And then you got excuses why you can't do something. Then you be married, wish you were single, so you can do what you want to do.
Oh man, girl, right? And I think that's why it's important while you're still single to get roll before you try to get with anybody. Because my thing is, to me, if you're an adult female or adult male and you cannot take care of yourself, if you are not self-sustaining, you are not ready to be in a relationship. And I know that might be a very extreme statement, but I believe it. I believe God created us to be self-sustaining individuals. And if you cannot take care of yourself, then you don't have business exchanging fluids with anybody else because you can barely take care of you.
Somebody clicked off. They said they ain't trying to. It's too early for all of that. Jeez,
girl,
it's the truth.
It's the truth. Because here's the thing: until you started looking at you in the mirror, until I started looking at me in the mirror, and I had to get this because I kind of had this dysfunctional connection, men and financial security.
Yeah.
I'm grateful that I had a dad that was able to do it. But then when it all tumbled and crumbled quickly the way that it did, then it made me think, okay, this man is going to be my financial plan.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, definitely. That was, I don't know if that was a Detroit culture.
I think it was a Detroit culture because every pretty girl wanted
Everybody had a drug dealer in Detroit. It was normal.
It was like you weren't really cool unless you had a dope boy.
It was too normal for comfort. Yeah, and it was just like it was the norm. And so I think that's very true. A lot of women, especially when you're single, like, well, let me just make sure my man, whoever I'm dating. See, that's interesting. Can you really request or want something out of someone else that you aren't even in yourself?
See, that's the thing, though.
Like, I want them to be, I want to be built in this thing. Like, you don't even go to the gym. Like, well, you don't walk. We can't go to the gym per se, but are you really walking around the block and stuff? Are you cut up? Like, cut up?
Ooh.
I'm just saying. So this is the reality. I think a lot of times you'll think that getting with that other person to fulfill those voids will fill those voids, but you still have those voids because God put each and everybody on this earth for a destiny. Okay. Yeah. And no other person's going to fulfill that. I don't care what they have. You can marry the multi-billionaire, blah, 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 whatever. Yeah. But if God put in you something, he has something, everybody has something. So you need to figure out what that is.
Right.
Doing that. In addition to that, you need to be whole and healthy in all areas, not just your man, not just your woman, but making sure you are for yourself.
For yourself, which leads us to, why we decided we really wanted to do these talks, because even during this pandemic, it exposed where we were and it exposed where we were not. Mm-hmm. And so I had to start leaning in and challenging myself to learn things that I would say, oh, my team, they have that. Or they have that. And it was like, no, you need to learn this for yourself.
Yeah.
So that you can develop, so that you can grow, so that you can problem solve. Because there's some things that, see, this is the thing that I love, that when you get with the right squad, the question causes you to think on another level. Just the question. Mm-hmm. Ain't nobody really did no real teaching, but just the question. Yeah. And, we have an opportunity to really, really, really impact your lives financially, teach you how to profit. As a matter of fact, Janetta, I'm gonna pull up this article. I hope it'll let me do it.
Okay.
I want to show everybody.
Hey, did we lose you? I think we lost her, guys. Well, anyway, why she gone? No, but seriously, as she's getting that together, I just feel this is so important, because in this season, if we didn't learn anything else, for those of you who may be watching, you got furloughed, you don't know if you're going to go back to a job. Obviously the stock market is where it is, and all of these things going on is so important in this crypto world. As my sister is exposed to me, like, she kept sending me how much money she's making. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Like, wow. Like, even in the pandemic. And so I think it's so important that we realize that it could be a blessing even in a pandemic if you allow yourself to stay teachable and learn new things. And if you hear people that like my sister, get in the bag saying, hey guys, hello, check this out. Let's go. Let's time for us to really behind the ball, especially the African American community and African American women. Just really. So anyway, I want to see what you got.
No, that's really good. All right. So, child, I'm figuring out technology as we speak.
But it's a part of your learning curve.
Part of the learning curve, everybody.
We all have something.
We all got something.
That person, see, okay, I'm gonna be real honest. Ooh, I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm glad Mother's Day is over. So, mom was on the phone, and she has the phone right here in her face, and I'm like, Mom, you don't have to look. She acts like she has to like she's gonna hop in the phone. I said, and then I said, I was talking to kids. I said, oh my gosh, you got to stay on top of technology. That's gonna mess around and be me while I'm laughing, right?
Girl. We was like, Mom, what about when her selfies would be like this?
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, she'd be like, Mom, bring the back up. You don't have to. You have to. But we're laughing. However, if you don't stay teachable, in technology, the world has shifted, the world has changed. This is gonna be you if you.
I'm telling you. Girl, in a very serious way. Okay, so look at this.
All right.
Oh Lord, I'm not okay. They doing too much. Hold on, somebody's. Yes, but
cryptocurrency billionaire ranking, the richest people in crypto. Billionaire ranking. Honestly, what else does this say?
Okay. So this is what I'm about to do.
Cryptocurrency billionaire rankings, the richest people. First of all, they're in crypto. They're billionaires. What else is there to say? It's possible.
Right. What else is there to say? So, so this is what I want to do, because I have to.
She'll be back, guys. Don't worry. So I pray this is encouraging, because let me just say this while we're waiting for her to come back. Like, I'm literally walking into a world I have no idea about, but I'm super excited about it. Yesterday I got, I signed on. It hasn't even been a week. And my aunt, who's a part of my sister's team, she went through and was showing me everything, broke it down really nice, and it made it less threatening and less scary. So just know I'm like legitimately taking this journey, and I pray, I pray people come with me, because I want to celebrate this whole, especially in the season. So anyway, I'm just excited.
Right. All right. Well, thanks guys for joining. This was good. We'll be back for sure.
How do they get more information? Because we don't
get more information. Get on raisethebar2020.com. Okay. Raisethebar2020.com. Okay. So get on there. Janetta, it's always so much fun hanging out with my sister. I love you, girl. And join the journey with us as we're all learning together. Okay. I love you guys. Bye.